Son, and remember that symbol of Mystery Babylon the Great. That's the center door there. You know where that's at, John? John pastors this church. No, just kidding. Okay? John said, Mike, I'm going to take you down to Lebanon and show you the Masonic Lodge. Okay. So we looked at it and I'm going, okay, looks like Masonic Lodge. Okay. Square and compass and pentagram and all that stuff. And then right down the street was First Baptist Church. And I was standing here at First Baptist Church and I looked down, there's just like right there, same street. Shouting distance, throwing distance. Okay. One is with the other. Look at the address. What does 3 times 11 make? It's a number. It's the highest number in Scottish Rite of Freemasonry. The door. There are all kinds of other symbols on this church. I've shown John about them. Okay, but I'm telling you that this infusion of false doctrines moving into it's been there for a long time. Okay, so you notice the doors. Okay, here we have the bottom of a pyramid. Osiris, Isis fusing together to form Horus, the Antichrist. It's not God's eye. Okay. What is this symbol here? Pentagram. How are we on time, Brian?
About 10 more minutes.
10 more minutes. The pentagram. What does the pentagram mean? Okay. Let's look at what the... oh, by the way, Lockheed Martin. We never forget who we're working for. Think about this. The Bible reveals all the symbols. I find the meaning of symbols not in the mystery books, but I find the meaning in the Bible. Because God is the revealer of deep and secret things. Amen? You want to know about something? Here it is right here. Okay? So watch this. Lockheed Martin is a contractor of who? The military, and their building is what? Pentagon. Now think about opposites. Christ is wonderful Counselor, Mighty God, Everlasting Father, Prince of what? So when you see a pentagon, the pentagon does not represent peace on earth. They represent the exact opposite. War. And the pentagon is self-perpetuating, isn't it? And so is all the companies that do business for them. Got to have a good war every now and then to make some more money, don't you? And that is the exact opposite of the Prince of Peace. See how that works? Okay? I love the Bible. Amen? I love the Bible. Oh, by the way, it represents, for thou hast said in thine heart, number 1, I will ascend into heaven. Number 2, I will exalt my throne above the stars of God. Number 3, I will sit also upon the mount of the congregation. That's the church. In the sides of the north, the stars of God are the angels. So in Revelation 12, there's a war in heaven. Right? Okay? I will ascend above the heights of the clouds. 7 words. I will be like the Most High. That's his 5-point plan. That's what the pentagram represents. So Anton LaVey writes the Satanic Bible, and he puts this symbol on there. It represents a number. It represents the number 5. So we have the head of Baphomet here in the pentagram. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I will be like the Most High, or he is the God of war here. That's what the Satanic Bible pentagram represents. Manly Hall said in the Secret Teachings of All Ages, he said the pentagram is the figure of the microcosm, the magical formula of man. It is what? The one rising out of the 4. We're going to tell you what the 4 is in a little bit. The human soul rising from the bondage of animal nature. Man rising up. It is the true light. The what? It marks the location of 5 mysterious centers of force. The awakening of... And where does Rick Warren say we're headed? Yeah. To a great awakening. Illumination. The torch of Hermes is about to be lit. In a great awakening. The awakening of which is the supreme secret of white magic. Let me explain this 1 rising out of the 4. Here you have the 4, and you have the 1 rising out of it. This is this. Does anybody know what this is? It's your X chromosome where your DNA is. And you have 46 of these in every cell of your body. That's why there are 33 degrees in the Scottish Rite, 13 in the York Rite. That makes 46. The Masonic Lodge in Washington, D.C. has 33 pillars around it, and then a 13-step pyramid on top, 46. And that temple represents the temple that Masons want to build, which is the temple of man. When they talk about the rebuilding of Solomon's temple was a picture. What? No, you not? That your body, and that says that in the 46th book of the Bible.
That's me. Baby.
And they told Jesus, 46 years have we been building this temple.
Hey.
And you have Jachin and Boaz, the two pillars. And Jachin's 23 cubits tall, and Boaz is 23 cubits tall. It's 46. Okay? So watch this. In your DNA, you have the four. Guanine, cytosine, adenine, and thymine. So you have Old Testament here, New Testament here, and you got Matthew, Mark, and Luke, and John that bring them all together. Somebody say amen. Okay? The four, which is everything that we are. Okay? And so this symbol here, see the X? That's your chromosome where your DNA is stored. And they have 4 points. And then you have the 1 rising out of the 4. And the skull is the Antichrist. Jesus was fastened as a nail in a sure place. And on what heel was he fastened? Which is the place of, and it's epitomized or characterized in the Scriptures as Sisera, who has a nail driven into his skull, and he's the enemy of God's people. I like it. That's what the skull and bones represent. The Antichrist, the beast rising up out of the 4, the human genome. Okay? Same symbol. The phrase singular refers to what's called the singularity. It is the point at which humans and technology converge. And all the people say that we're getting close to the singularity. Because already you see everybody going,
Come on. Yeah.
hang on. Oh, hang on. I got...
Yeah. Come on.
And that's dangerous. So they'll have a solution in a couple years.
Yeah. Come on, Brother Mike.
That's right.
The singularity will happen.
Yes.
Well, man and technology will be one. That was science fiction 20 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
It's not anymore.
Nope. That's right.
Okay?
Preaching, Brother Mike.
Singular.
Listen, church.
Oh, man, I got to get rid of my cell phone now. You see this everywhere. The 1 rising out of the 4. Pharmaceutical companies. Free Will Baptist. Randall House. Okay? It is called, let me get to this, elemental magic. Elemental magic is what Wiccans operate on. See, all the religions do lead to the same God. Okay? Elemental magic is about using the 4 elements, earth, wind, earth, air, fire, and water. And earth and air are opposites, just like adenine and thymine. And fire and water are opposites, just like guanine and cytosine. And there are 4 elements that Wiccans draw their power. They say, we're just using nature. No, they're not. Okay, they're using familiar spirits. But there is a 5th element called spirit or ether. This is the one that rises up out of the 4. So when Wiccans perform elemental magic, it is in order to bring about this spirit that works for them. Does everybody understand that? Okay? You remember the show Captain Planet? It was about Gaia, who is so sad that they're destroying the rainforests. And these men are hurting me. So she summons 5 teenagers, and your kids were eating this up, who when they joined their powers together This guy rose up out of his pit to save the planet.
Preach on, Brother Mike.
Makes sense now, doesn't it?
Come on, Brother Mike.
That's elemental magic. So we see the phrase elements used in marketing. This is Honda's Element hybrid car. Dow Chemical ran an ad called the HU, the human element. Somebody knew what they were doing. 4 base pairs, adding guan, the 4 elements, the human element. Here is Element Church, and they go in steps.
Yeah, come on.
Okay? The essential keys to reaching success in every area of your life. Do you know what the key is? The key is the cross.
Amen.
Because Jesus has the keys, and it was laid on His shoulder. And the cross was on His shoulder. Amen? Element Church. Element Insider Church. Connect. You'll see that phrase. Element Church of Charlotte. See the symbol? What spirit?
Yeah, come on.
Element Christian Church. They actually use 4 symbols. Here's another one. They actually use this church, Element Church. I wonder if I could look like that. Element Church, fire, water, wind, and earth. They're performing elemental magic in their church. Wicca, Mystery Babylon the Great. An elemental church. See that symbol there. Elemental children's ministries. Your children are being flooded with this indoctrination.
That's the truth.
Free Will Baptist, Randall House, Prince, Elements, Kids Worship. And it's not like Rock of Ages, cleft for me. It's rock and roll. That's what it is. It is a CD of rock and roll music with these stuff that goes along with it that they call worship. Remember, the workmanship of thy tabrets and of thy pipes was prepared in thee in the day that thou was created. It's creeping in, guys. Even the logos for the D6 conference this year, here's the periodic table of elements, and it was designed to look exactly like the elements. All right. That's bad. Okay? Here are 2 serpents. One is white, one is black. They're entwined. This is a symbol for what? DNA, deoxyribonucleic acid. Because we're crooked, aren't we? Our DNA looks like this. Why? Because we're crooked. Amen. Amen? We're crooked. And we're sealed up, like a scroll sealed up. Okay? And who can make that which is crooked straight? Jesus. So when He unrolls the book, He's making that which was crooked, He's making it straight. Isn't that beautiful?
Amen.
And why are we crooked? Because we got talked into it. By the serpent who spoke exactly 46 words to Eve in your King James Bible in Genesis chapter 3. Go count them. I counted them. Okay? So it represents, and by the way, there's a third part here. You have the 2, and then the third rising up. This is the phallus. You have the 2, and then you have the third part. This is 3-strand DNA is what it is. Something added to man's DNA to make him a god. Lust of the flesh, lust of the eyes. And what was Lucifer's crime? Till pride was found in thee. So guess who that represents? See how easy this is when you know the Bible? Amen. You can understand symbols. You'll see marketing. Everybody's talking about it's in our DNA. It's in our DNA. Okay? Bentley, hard work is in our DNA. The God gene. Does our DNA compel us to seek a higher power? Okay? It's in our DNA. Diversity is in our DNA. Our DNA is a book that God wrote. Amen. David said, in thy book, all my members were written. That's what he said. So this and our DNA match. All right. And when you add animal DNA to humans, what are they? They're Baphomet. They're not humans anymore. You have changed the creature.